is Bruce Friedman of Adult Site Broker, and welcome to Adult Site Broker Talk, where every week we interview one of the movers and shakers of the adult industry, and we give you a tip on buying and selling websites. This week we'll be talking to Andreas Bischoff of the TES Affiliate Conferences. Adult Site Broker is proud to introduce ASB Marketplace, the first platform where you can buy and sell adult sites and domains for free. ASB Marketplace allows buyers and sellers the chance to come together on properties that are valued below our company's minimum of $50,000. Don't pay for other marketplaces when ASB Marketplace gives you this service for free. Visit asbmarketplace.com and sign up as a seller or as a buyer today. Now let's feature our property of the week that's for sale at Adult Site Broker. We're proud to list for sale a network of two mainstream flirt chat sites. The sites get their traffic from the UK, Australia, Belgium, the Netherlands, and New Zealand. Both are mainstream flirt chat websites with credit monetization on a pay-per-message basis. They have a loyal customer base of 27,000 plus real members, with many customers still active from 2017. Some have spent more than 10,000 euros. The average customer spends 450 euros. The sites have very steady recurring revenue. With very low overhead and a proven ROI of 900% on every euro spent on affiliate marketing, these sites have room to grow from where they are now. The weekly upkeep of the sites requires very little time, and most of the work consists of promoting the sites to bring in new customers and tease the existing 27,000 plus strong member database. Many great markets are yet untapped for these sites, but could easily be added, such as Germany, France, and the USA. Thanks to the non-adult nature, you can easily promote them via Google and email. You can buy these two great sites now for only 484,000 euros. Now time for this week's interview. My guest today on Adult Site Broker Talk is Andreas Bischoff of the TES Affiliate Conferences. Andreas, thanks for being with us today on Adult Site Broker Talk.
Thank you very much for having me, Bruce.
It's a pleasure. Now, and it's been a long time coming, my friend. I've been begging you to get on my show. Now, Andreas is one of the two organizers of the TES Affiliate Conferences and the Island Gathering. TES Affiliate Conferences, formerly the European Summit, and before that, I've got a good memory, the Barcelona Summit, were founded in 2009 with the event bringing together professionals from the online entertainment industry, e-commerce, financial, gaming, gambling, dating, forex, binary options, health, nutraceuticals, and many other markets for an intensive 3-day networking event. Their next event is their first hybrid live and virtual event in Maribela, Spain, July 3rd through the 5th. Now, from the outset, TES was intent on creating a great networking experience for its attendees and delegates because in our high-tech world, it's still of great importance that excellent relationships be developed and maintained, as these are the cornerstones of building a successful business. And let me just say that Andreas and Walter run the premier conferences in our industry. Now, Andreas, how are the preparations coming for the upcoming hybrid TES affiliate conference?
They're coming along actually pretty well. Obviously, not everything depends this time on us.
Yes.
So that's why you might have noticed that we've opened a virtual registration already on 1st of June. So people can already register for the hybrid part, for the virtual part of the hybrid conference.
Yes.
Which they are doing very much. In the first 5 days, we had 500 registration, which is a new record, new company record.
Yeah.
So if we would keep that up, we would come up to 5,000 attendees in June. So it's big numbers we're talking. Obviously, people are taking us up on our offer. Yeah. Regarding the live part of the hybrid conference, actually, we're waiting for news from the Spanish government today. Today is the 9th of May. For the listeners to know.
Yes.
And this is a big day in Spain. Until today, 9th of May, Spain has been in a lockdown. So today the government will announce what happens tomorrow. So Walter and I are just waiting for the news to drop in, because that will obviously have an impact on what we can do and what we cannot do. So basically we expect by next week the Spanish government to tell us exactly how many entrance tickets we're allowed to sell, which is the main thing. Currently, as of today, we are already allowed to host an outdoor garden conference. If it would happen today, it would be only with 150 people. But again, we expect that number to go up by next week, since the overall development in Europe is finally a very, very positive one, with a lot of people getting vaccinated these days, and even more in June. So by July, whoever wants to attend has had a chance to get vaccinated, or to probably attend with a valid PCR test or something similar. Again, those rules we'll find out from the Andalus and from the Spanish government this week. Unfortunately, this interview is coming a week too early for this news, but we'll make sure to get the word out anyhow.
I'm sure.
And therefore, we will open live registration on 1st of June 2021 at 8:30 a.m. Madrid time. I say that again, that is 8:30 a.m. Madrid time on the 1st of June. Why I repeat this is very important, because I do not expect that we will have enough entrance tickets for everyone who wants to attend. Maybe the Spanish government allows us to have 300 attendees, or 400, or 500, or 1,000. But whatever that number will be that we're allowed to sell on entrance tickets, I'm sure it's smaller than the amount of people who want to attend.
Right, and the demand, sure.
Because people are desperate to get out of the house. Everyone, me included, I'm so happy to get out of the house finally. So the demand will be huge and the offer will be small. So that means set your alarm, June 1st, 8:30 a.m. Madrid time, first come, first serve. So you snooze, you lose. I am fairly sure we will not have enough tickets for everyone. So
sadly,
be aware of it. It's a warning.
Okay.
It's not a warning.
Now, given the current situation, I mean, it sounds at this point like you do think you're gonna still have a live portion, right?
I'm growing more confident every day. I mean, if you would have asked me the same question 2 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago, I probably would have given you a rather negative outlook. But as of today, Walter and I are very, very confident that there will be a live portion. Again, things are going very well. Finally, even in Europe, they're great news. I mean, in Germany, they just had 1.1 million vaccines gone out per day. That's huge numbers. They're a second and a third provider opening up here. More vaccines will be pushed out. It's going better by the day. In Germany now, anyone can get a vaccine, any age, doesn't matter anymore. Anyone. Things are really, really picking up. The north of Germany, for example, has opened up now its hotels and its beaches and everything. So the good news is pouring in every day. Where again, two, 3 weeks only ago, it was all bad news, and I would have really said we're not sure. But as of today, as I said, it's only good news coming in every day, and we got another two months to go. So by July, things will look quite well. And also the latest news, if you might have read it, is Spain will open to all countries in the world in June. So that's another great news. So wherever you're from in the world, you can from June on enter the country, and that means that there's no reason why you wouldn't be able to attend our conference at the beginning of July.
Right.
And by the way, in the intro you said it's 3 till 5. Actually, it's 2nd to
the 5th. Sorry about that. Yes.
2nd to the 5th.
I appreciate that. Now, why did you decide to host a hybrid conference now, considering I know in the past you haven't been a fan of the virtual conferences?
I'm still not. Of course, everyone likes live better than hybrid. So our core business will always be hybrid. I mean, we're getting out of the pandemic. We're not out there yet. What we've seen due to the loss-making nature of virtual conferences, currently there's a hole in the market, a gap. End of 2020, you'll remember every week there was a virtual conference going on, and we said, why should we go in there if there's a virtual conference every week? So why lose that money in an overcrowded market? Currently, as you've seen, everyone has a chance to lose money, and nobody's doing virtual conferences anymore in our industry. So we figured at the moment we can only host a couple hundred people in Marbella. So why not give a couple thousand people the chance to experience that live event from their homes? And we'll see how it pans out. As I said, we will lose a lot of money, and so the plan is still to host the hybrid conference in the future. But again, we have to look at financials and how much the live event will then have to subsidize the virtual event. But it is also a good. I see it as a marketing tool to get our name out. I mean, at our conference, there have always been only, let's say, 2,000 people. But if we go the hybrid way, we can have 3, 4, 5, 10,000 people eventually, and some of those loss-making virtual people will say, "Hey, what I've seen there, and now I've experienced what they're doing remotely, and it looks interesting to actually be there physically." And then there might be a way that the virtual part actually pays back its debt to the live part. And I see it as a marketing. It's a sunk cost, and it's a marketing expense for us.
Sure, absolutely. Now, talk a little bit about the venue of the Hybrid TES Affiliate Conference. What does the preliminary schedule look like, and are there going to be parties?
The venue will be it's a wonderful 5-star hotel resort located in Marbella. It's the Don Carlos Resort, and they have some huge tropical gardens. It's really, really beautiful. As I said, a tropical garden. It's wonderful and close to the beach and close to Nikki Beach Club. So it's a great location. Even though vaccines are being rolled out and everything is going great, we figured people would still not be so comfortable to be inside, and so we according to the experts, there's basically close to no chance to infect yourself outdoors. So we said to keep everyone safe and relaxed, we'll do our first outdoor event ever. And Marbella has the nice. That's why we came up with Marbella. Marbella has the advantage that it's one of the driest spots of all of Europe. So it only rains on average 2 days a month in July. So the chance that we will be affected by rain is very small. So we're very confident that we can host everything outdoor. And I think it'll be just nice. July is one of the best months in Marbella. It's not too hot. So we'll build a nice chill out business launch outdoors, and there people can have a cocktail and talk business and walk around the tropical gardens. I think it's a really, really nice and special setting.
Nice. Now, what COVID-19 measures will be taken for the conference?
That is, again, a question that comes, unfortunately, a week too early, because we will get the news, as I said, today from the Spanish government. Quite difficult to say, but I think they will be less strict than as of today. As of today, outside, I think you would have to wear a mask and to keep a distance. That's all. And if you are seated on a table of up to 6 people, as of today, you would be allowed to take your mask off. Until July, a lot can happen. So what I just described is, let's say, the worst case scenario. Until July, I expect that this restriction might become a little bit easier. Still, I I would recommend to the people to be relaxed. Wear a mask, keep your meter 50 distance, and then I think we should all be fine. As for the requirements to enter, again, we're waiting that information today. Obviously, if you're vaccinated, I'm sure you will not have any issues. If you do a daily test, I'm also fairly sure that there will not be an issue. If that can be a quick test, I don't know. If it has to be a PCR test, I don't know. So unfortunately, the interview comes a week too early, but I'm sure it will all be manageable. As I said, everything is going well, and also obviously Spain craves business and wants to do the best to host conference again. But on the other hand, not at any price. I just read that Marbella is one of the highest certified cities in the world when it comes to COVID-19 measures, protection. So I have to look up the article, but they got 2 or 3 certificates of excellence when it comes to managing COVID and Corona. So your listeners might want to verify what I just said by just Googling it on the internet. But as said, Marbella is one of the cities in the world that is handling COVID and Corona measures the best.
Great. Now, traveling during these times can be really challenging. Are you going to be able to provide attendees with a visa invitation letter in order to help them ease their travel plans to Marbella in July?
Yes, of course. Of course, currently traveling is not as easy as it used to be. So I'm sure governments will require extra information why people must travel and cannot avoid it. But we're happy to as always, we're happy to help our clients with whatever we can. So if they need a visa invitation letter that states the reason why they're going to Spain, of course we will provide them with that and with any help we can give.
Great. Now, what is the price going to be for a live entrance pass, and what's the price for a virtual entrance pass?
The price for the live part will be the same as always, our standard price of 399 euros per person. And again, as you know, there will be a lot of food included, a lot of drinks included. So people get their money's worth, and obviously a lot of business and networking as always. The virtual tickets are for another week for free. So anyone can pick up a virtual ticket for free. There's no reason not to register. That's basically the pricing.
Okay. Now, I understand you advise that people should not buy their flights and book their hotel rooms just yet.
Yeah, of course, since as of today, we do not know exactly the measures from the Spanish government. So those we will know in the next couple of days. And again, there will not, and I want to stress that, there will not be enough entrance tickets for everyone for the live event. So if you buy now a flight and you book your hotel room and you send me an email and say, hey, I must have a ticket. Sorry, it's not going to work this time. I never understood people that first book their flight and first book their hotel and don't have an entrance ticket in their hand. So to be very clear,
it's called ass backwards, Andreas.
Yeah, and then I'm the bad guy, and people say, hey, you must give me an entrance ticket because I already have my hotel and my flight. No, it does not work this time. So buy your entrance ticket. See on June 1st if you can get one of the few entrance tickets, and if that happens, then book your hotel and then book your flight, because otherwise you might not get in, and then then you might just have a nice vacation in
vacation in Marbella, exactly. Across the street from the hotel so you can wave at everyone.
Which is not such a bad plan.
No, not at all, man. I if I end up going to the live portion, which talking to you now, it's sounding better and better since I'm going to be getting vaccinated starting next week. Hey, you might just see me there, man, but I'll make sure I've got an entrance ticket. Of course, you know me, I'll have a sponsorship, so I'll have an entrance ticket. And one thing I should mention here on that end, I have only paid for a sponsorship with one show over the years, and that's the different iterations of TES. Those have been the only ones that I have determined that I should be investing in. So I don't even know if you know that, Andreas, but first time I invested was first time I did a sponsorship was way back when I did the massage sponsorship in Prague. When I think it was Prague where you had the real strange hotel that year.
Yep.
That was a different kind of place. And then over the years I've continued as a sponsor because it works. So anyone who's on the fence about sponsoring, do it. These guys do the job right. Now you talked about live attendees. How many people in the end do you think are going to join the conference virtually?
That's a good question, obviously.
I know. That's why I asked it.
we do have an internal bet. So Walter took the number 3,000 attendees, and put my money on 5,000 attendees.
Ooh.
So the truth might be somewhere in between, but usually when it comes to those forecasts, until now I think I pretty much won any bet against Walter again in when it comes to attendee numbers. So usually I'm not wrong often. So, but again, Walter says 3,000 people, I say 5,000 people, and you will tell me on July 2nd who the winner is.
Well, that's it. That's interesting. Okay, next time I go to the racetrack, I'm gonna bring you with me. Okay, so let's say you really managed to attract 3,000 to 5,000, and I wouldn't bet against you, by the way, to your hybrid TES affiliate conference. How are these people going to be able to network and find each other, and also how are they going to be able to find the live attendees?
Mm-hmm. That's a very good point. That was also the reason we looked at various platforms to host the virtual part of our conference, and we especially looked at the two heavyweights. There are only two in the market, which is Hopin, as you might know, and Brella. And so there's no matchmaking function with Hopin, so we decided against them. Brella, on the other hand, has a very great networking functionality. So what we did is we first divided all the attendees into groups, like, for example, ad network, affiliate program, affiliate program, affiliates, hosting companies, payment providers, etc., etc., etc. So that's the main group. And those groups then we subdivided by vertical. So, for example, gaming, gambling, adult, dating, forex, Nutra, health, wealth, etc. So that will allow the attendees to say exactly, okay, I'm looking for a payment provider for dating, or I'm looking for an affiliate for Nutra, or I'm looking for an ad network that does all verticals. So you can set up your request very, very, very detailed this time. And then the system will sort the leads by the matches. So let's say you match with someone 5 times, then he goes on the top. Then the next guy you match with, let's say 4 times, goes to the next, and so on. So the more relevant leads will immediately jump on you, and then you only have to click set up a meeting, and then you can set up a meeting with your top lead and at your convenience, and take it from there. So it's highly efficient.
Cool. So people can already network and set up meetings as we speak.
Unfortunately not. Brella only allows us to use the platform 2 weeks prior. But it also makes sense, because you want to have fun. You want to have a certain amount of people networking and be on the platform at a time. So if we would launch it now, then there's one guy in Asia and one guy in Latin America and on there, and nothing really happens. So then people get disappointed and say, what is this? There's nothing happening here. But if we launch a 2 weeks prior show, everyone has 2 weeks to set up their schedule, which is more than enough if you're serious. But then also you'll see that there's action on the platform. So there'll be thousands of people on there at the same time, and then it becomes a lot more interactive and fun if you see that things are happening and more exciting. But yeah, the rules for Umbrella are we can open 2 weeks before the show, and I think that's plenty of time to get your schedule full of meetings. If you only have if you already have them pre-arranged in front of you, and you only have to click send meeting request, send meeting request, you should be done in a couple of hours.
Yeah, I agree. Now, with that being said, is this going to be the largest TES affiliate conference ever?
Looking at the current numbers, for sure. I mean, we're as said, 500 registration in the first 5 days. If we would keep that up, you can make the math. It would be huge numbers. So we're now a quarter to our record after 6-7 days. Actually 7 days, 7.5 days. So we still got 2 months ahead of us. So unless something really, 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 really terribly strange happens, there's no way that it's not going to be the largest show. We haven't even started putting our paid advertising up, and it will be the largest show for sure. No doubt.
Sure. Now the conference is scheduled for the 2nd through the 5th of July. 2021. Now, with the 4th of July being such a huge holiday in the U.S., did you take this into consideration? And if so, how do you solve the problem?
To be honest, we did not take it into consideration at the beginning. So it was a huge screw up from Walter and my side. So that was really bad. But then luckily, as always, our clients are taking care of us. So our clients are watching our back. So I received an email and said, "Hey, Andreas, you're aware this 4th of July is a huge holiday." I know it's a huge holiday. I know what I mean. Walter is half American. He knows. I mean, I don't know what. But long story short, we moved the virtual part of the conference to the 2nd and the 3rd of July. So that it will be on the first 2 days of the conference. So the entire virtual part of the conference will be over by 10 o'clock Los Angeles time, 10 o'clock in the morning Los Angeles time on the 3rd. So by noon on the 3rd, everyone can be starting their long 4th of July weekend. So
nice.
Do work the 2nd and 3rd in the morning hours of the US, and then be done by 10 a.m. Los Angeles time. People from New York get off a little bit earlier,
right?
And then your long weekend starts on the 3rd at noon, which I think is fine. So even on the 3rd, you can already party into the 4th without we're over by then. So I think it's a decent fix.
Cool. Now, besides a very prominent owner of Adult Site Broker, I can't think of his name right now, who else will be speaking at the conference?
Oh, there are so many great speakers coming on board. It's amazing. It's one of the few advantages that virtual has via live. In the past, we always managed to attract good speakers from all type of walks, people from the industry, but people also from outside the industry to bring in knowledge and new ideas. But the good thing with virtual is usually when we bring in a good speaker, it costs us 5 digits and more in euros. But with the virtual part, they can do it. There's no flight cost involved. There's no hotel cost involved. There's no F&B costs involved. So we can attract very good speakers with a lower budget. So that's really one of the few advantages that I see in a virtual event over a live event. So the amount of, if anyone goes as of today to the schedule, he'll see that this is the strongest schedule we've ever had in the past 12 years by far. There are people like worldwide top 25 email marketeers are there. They're really. I mean, they're the top SEO experts. Really strong people that usually only speak at conference with tens of thousands of attendees, and we attracted them this time. And again, I mean, it's only the 9th of May as we speak. We got another two months to add speakers. Nice. I think our issue will be more that we will not have enough speaking slots because we're already nearly full. And again, we have 2 months to go. But by quality, this is the best schedule by light years that we've ever offered to our attendees.
That's awesome.
And people can watch it for free.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so you're going to have people from all over the world as well as speaking and attending. How are you planning to deal with all these different time zones?
Yeah, that was kind of a challenge, but so I figured, the world, Europe is kind of in the middle, depending what world map you take. But the one that I use has Europe in the middle. So it goes, right to left from Australia to Los Angeles, basically. So we figured that speakers that are relevant to the Asian and Australian market or come from there, we schedule on the European time of 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, and 12 o'clock. So that allows people from Asia to watch those people on their time zone. Then the Europeans come on at 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock. So that's fine for everyone. And then the American speakers and audience comes on at 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock. So that is in the morning hours of the US, but
cool
morning hours, not middle of the night. So nobody has to get up for our virtual event. So whatever concerns the US will be in the normal US morning hours. Whatever happens concerns to Asia will be in the normal Asian evening hours, and whatever concerns Europe will be in the normal European afternoon hours. So nobody has to set the alarm to fall out of bed because I've heard that from other conferences that people had to do that. And now, of course, I mean that's.
Oh, I just ended up skipping a bunch of them because it was like, well, wait a minute, do I really want to get up in the middle of the night for this? And usually the answer was no.
Yeah, no, I mean people love what we do and they're motivated to work with us, but I mean there's a limit to what we can ask people.
Agreed. Now coming back to what we spoke about at the beginning. Isn't it extremely expensive to host a virtual conference? Between the cost of the virtual platform, the live streaming production company, the live chat software, and the Q&As, the live chat moderators, etc., this must be really expensive. And it's also, as far as I know, the first of its kind. How are you and Walter going to manage to not have to take a major loss on the virtual part of the conference?
Honestly speaking, I don't think that we will manage. I think we will to take a major loss. It's also something, if we would have known that before, maybe we would have thought about it a couple more times. Because it's something where you buy into something and then later on you realize what comes on top. So basically the platform is 5 digits. So there I just told Walter, okay, it's a marketing gag. We pay for we lose that money and fine. But then once you get started with the core platform, which you would think core platform, core cost, you suddenly realize, no, for the live chat, you need to pay extra. For the live streaming, which will be in video quality, you can go lowball, then it's free, or you can take real TV studio quality money into the hand, and then it's suddenly a larger cost than the platform. So imagine that. And then for the gamification, you need something for if you want to have a live TV quality host for the virtual and for the live part, that's big money. Then obviously if you offer in chat, you need a chat moderator. It's not big money, but it adds up. And now if you take all this together, you're easily looking 50 to 100,000 euros, which I did not expect at the beginning, just for a website to use to have the right to use the website. So no, it's huge money, and obviously, I mean, people prefer to sponsor live. I mean, it's nicer to have a live booth than a virtual booth. But we have a couple of people who will support us and reduce that loss. But if we will break even, I would be really, really, really shocked. It's not going to happen. But again, I mean, it's a marketing expense. I mean, it keeps our brand out there, so people know that we're not dead. Gives us something to talk about. Also, as I said, it gives us the possibility to tap into possible future markets. So. I mean, a small webmaster in Asia or a medium webmaster in Asia or in the US or Latin America or Africa or Australia or wherever outside of Europe has to think twice if he books a flight for 1,000 or more euros to a conference that he has never heard of or seen. But he can always go online for free now and check out what we do. Then he might say, hey, what they do looks
it's worthwhile.
Good. I might want to do that investment.
Yeah, I tell everybody I talk to, Andreas, literally, I talked to a guy today right before you, and I said, you should go to this show. And it's definitely a show that everyone in the industry should go to. Now, if one of our listeners would like to support you guys in your effort to provide the industry with a solid virtual networking platform, are there still live or virtual sponsorships left? I hope so, because as I told you, I'm going to do it. And if so, what kind of sponsorships will be available for your hybrid TES affiliate conferences in July 2021? And we can't forget September 2021 in Prague.
Yeah, for the live part, it's again, certain sponsorships obviously depend on what we hear back from the Spanish government and the Andalus government. For example, as of today, I could not sell a bar sponsorship because bar areas are forbidden. So we would have to find a different solution. So I would probably just walk a waiter between the business lounges and provide you cocktails because you are not allowed to stand at a bar as of today. Also, we cannot sell huge business lounges because as of today, only 6 people are allowed to sit together. So certain things we still have to wait for a week to see how it pans out. But other things for the live part we can already offer. The main thing we offer at the moment is a business lounge for 4 people outdoors with nice chill out garden furniture. Because there we know as of today we already are allowed to host groups of 6, but we expect things to get better. But to be on the safe side, we just sell things for 4. So if in the unlikely things that things do go bad for whatever reason, we still have the thing that the government can say, okay, we don't allow you 6 anymore. Now we allow you 4, and we're still fine. So we take a very conservative stand there.
Smart.
That's the live part. The virtual part obviously is easier. So there will be virtual business launches where people can connect their Twitter account, their YouTube account, their Instagram account, all the social media accounts for potential clients to check out. Also, it allows you to upload all type of information, so such as PDFs, PowerPoints, videos, images, anything that you have regarding your company. A speech you can upload, a promotional video you can upload, any type of digital data you can upload to your virtual business launch. And also the business launch will have a live chat function. So if someone comes along, you can pop you a message and say, hey, can we set up a meeting? And then you can send them a meeting offer. Also, the good thing is, I mean, you don't have to be at the virtual booth always. You can also just if you're away from your desk, then someone sends a message, hey, I want to meet with you. Then you can always say, I'm back in an hour, or schedule a meeting with me at my convenience.
Or I'm sleeping.
Yeah, but you can, on your chat, you can leave a message saying opening hours of my business launches are from 8 until 10 a.m. Los Angeles time, and then people know what the best time is to hit you up there. So it's quite good. And apart from that, people can buy what's called a breakout room. So they can be with 50 people, of which 12 people can be on screen with audio and video with them. That's more, if you want to do a sales pitch, then you sit in there and everyone can listen to you. And if it's very interactive, so since people are on the video, so they can ask you a question, you can immediately answer them, and that's another option to sponsor. So it's very interactive. In contrary to speaking on a stage, being on a stage is more of a presentation. But even there, we will offer a Q&A session at the end, so that people can ask you question. And
nice.
But again, the breakout rooms are more for corporate presentations, more interactive, and that's another sponsorship.
Yep. And
then the last one is the big one. You can become what we call a headlining sponsor. So that means that, as I said, what we produce is TV quality. Like any TV station, broadcasting station, you can have video clips played before the speaker goes on the main stage. You can have video clips once the speaker is done on the main stage. You can have a branded frame around the main speaker. So that's the top-notch sponsorship. There are only 4 of those per main stage.
How much do those cost?
We price them at 6,999 euros, but your brand is in all of the 9 speeches on the main stage. Yes, there's no way that people will overlook your brand.
Good.
And obviously, Walter and I will do additional things for this group of people. Obviously, we'll spread that on social media. We'll announce it in a newsletter. We'll make sure that your investment is protected.
Nice.
And as always with us, after the show, we'll not disappear. If someone is not happy with what we paid and what we deliver, Walter and I are also available after the show. All my clients have my email, my phone number, my WhatsApp, my Skype, my Facebook Messenger, my LinkedIn account. People, we're easy to find, and we usually respond within 12 hours or less.
You do.
For us, a deal is not written in stone.
Right.
So if they pay that money, and later on they can justify that they didn't make their money's worth back, or any of our sponsor ever. This goes to all our sponsors. If someone does not make his money back and he has a case, we will be there after the show and we'll solve it. Sure. I can give you an example. Don't want to take too much time with that, but in Prague, we used to be in a hotel called Park Hotel.
Yes.
And that had upstairs a show area and downstairs a pizzeria, which we turned into a show floor.
Yep.
So because we didn't have much space to grow there. So long story short, we expected, since it was a small hotel on only 2 levels, that there would be people downstairs, but No, everyone stayed upstairs. Nobody went downstairs. So
I remember that.
So it was a bad deal for the people downstairs. So
Yep.
Even during the conference, on the last day of the conference, I went to all the sponsors downstairs and I said, "Look, send me your bank data next week, and I'll refund you half of your money."
Nice.
And everyone said, "Why? I didn't even complain. I haven't complained, have I?" And I said, "No, you don't have to complain. The deal wasn't fair.
Yep.
So we refund you. It's a no-brainer." And
Yep.
and you see, Walter and I love to take your money. We will take your money, but we don't want it for free.
Right. I understand.
It's a very but it's very stupid.
No, look, I remember years ago, and I don't want to bring up a sore subject, but I remember you had a show scheduled, and the show didn't end up happening, and a lot of people booked flights, and you actually sent an email out to everyone, and I remember this, where you offered to refund people's airfares. Now, I turned you down. Why did I turn you down? Because I have too much respect for what you do, and I realized you lost more money than anybody on the thing. So there was no way I was going to make the pain worse. But I remember you doing that, Andreas, and that's the kind of business people you and Walter are.
Oh, we did it. I mean, it cost us 6 digits in dollars, and but again, I mean, that's just good business sense. I
exactly.
mean,
it's good business. It's good business. Exactly.
We paid everyone's flight. We lost the money on the hotel. Even if you had booked a hotel that wasn't even the show hotel, we would refund you half of the money.
I remember.
But again, I mean, you lose money with us once, and
no,
it's
no, you don't want
bad,
you don't want people you don't want people remembering that experience, because in the end, you're better off taking the financial blow now than taking a blow to your reputation and turning people off. No, I completely would agree, and that's the way you guys roll, and I really appreciate that. Now times are obviously unpredictable. Now, and we'll kind of along the same lines of what we were talking about. What if someone buys a sponsorship and then isn't allowed to travel to Spain in the end, or even worse? What if there's a new wave of COVID-19? Are the sponsors going to lose their entire investment? I think I know the answer, but I'll let you answer.
I've seen that happened to people at other conferences in the past, and I find that quite terrible.
Yep.
What we'll do. I mean, first of all, since times are unpredictable, as you said, we will not charge anyone until 1st of June. Until a month before the show, we will not charge anyone. So until then, we only take risk-free reservations for sponsorships. So so no risk to you until 1st of June, really. So that's already good. And 1st of June, a month out, everyone can make more educated decisions what a month later might happen or not. So I think that's quite fair.
Yeah, and don't book your plane and hotel until then.
Yeah, and then the other things, obviously, then as a small time window between 1st of June and the event, that 1 month. There, our idea is that we will refund you 60% of what you paid us in cash. So let's say you paid us 100, we'll send you back 60.
Right.
And the other 40 are not lost. They just get pushed forward to credited to the next conference.
Sure.
So the next time you sponsor with us or you come, you already got 40 reserved for you. So
nice.
Bottom line, you're not losing anything.
Right.
All your money is still there. We're not taking any of your money.
Let's talk, you mentioned future conferences. Let's talk about Prague. And I know I'm going a little bit off script here, but I know it's 5 months out, and I know there's a lot of uncertainty at this point, but what's your best guess on that?
I think things will look really, really good. As I said, I'm since a couple of days, I'm very positive about the future. If a large chunk of the European population will already be vaccinated in June. It'll only get better and better and more every month after. So by September, I expect us to be able to host a nearly normal conference.
I hope
obviously,
so.
it's not going to be like our last one in 2019.
No.
But it will be fairly close. I expect us to. Yeah,
I hope so. I hope so. That's a great show, man. That's a great show.
And we have a huge hotel, so even if there might still be social distancing in place, which I doubt, we can still put a lot of people in there. I mean, they have big capacity, so even if you have to stay a meter and a half away, and if you have to wear a mask, we can fulfill all those things easily. It's a big hotel, and so we will be able to host a significant number of live attendees there. I'm positive.
Good. I'm planning on it, man. You know, up until recently, it was the only thing on my calendar for 2021. outside of being here, the only thing that I said I'm going to do is go to Prague for TES. Other than that, I didn't care. I really didn't. Okay. Now, if people want to support and sponsor the conference, who should they contact?
They can contact me. So my email, most people will know it, but it's Andreas at tesaffiliateconferences.com. And then I'll get back within usually 12 hours or less. So again, it's Andreas at tesaffiliateconferences.com. And yeah, we get back to you in 12 hours or less.
Andreas, you get back to me, and you keep saying 12 hours. Usually if I contact you, you get back to me in 12 seconds or less. So that's a long time for you. Now, what else can our listeners do to support Walter and yourself?
As always, with the live conference, but also with the virtual, people always ask me, what can we do? The main things, talk about us, spread the word. Spread the word. That's really the main thing. People always want me to come up with fancy things. How can we help you speak about us? Nothing else we ask for. Post about us on if you attend our show, post about it on your social media channels. If you like what we do, speak about it on your social media panels. Invite your business friends, especially this time now. Tickets are free. Tickets are free. They're not going to get any cheaper. So tell people. I mean, especially like, for example, you're a speaker. I mean, imagine anyone on the planet can listen to your speech now. For free.
Yep.
Why shouldn't you invite your potential clients to check you out for free?
I'm going to.
So I mean, yeah, maybe you're not part of the inner circle of what we used to do, because we were very European. We were very much dating, adult, high risk, etc. But now it's a new world. I mean, you can be in Indonesia, Cambodia. You can be in wherever, and you can be in any industry, and you can communicate with anyone. And we give you a platform in the middle that pre-sorts you who is there. And if you come in and you see, I want to have, I don't know, gaming affiliates, and if you see there, I don't know, 100 contacts, you stay on the platform for free, business for free. And if you see, you come in and there's nobody with that characteristics on the platform, you lost 1 minute and you go, and you lost €0. So why would someone not take on this offer?
Right. No, I agree. Now, will all TES affiliate conferences in the future have a hybrid conference format, do you think?
The short answer is yes. The longer one is unless the financial losses are too overwhelming. The good thing is, if times go back to normal, we have a good turnover with a good income with the live part. It's doing fine.
Sure.
It's doing fine.
Sure.
And then Walter and I just have to agree that we want to earn less. I mean, it's just such a decision. It's just Walter and I saying we want to, in the end of the year, as a private person, have less in our wallet. So less for our family, less for our kids, less for vacations.
Yeah.
It is that sacrifice that we do for the industry. But again, it is a marketing tool.
Sure.
It allows people to check us out.
Yep.
It gives us worldwide reach, and it keeps the brand out there.
Sure.
It all depends how much it hurts. I mean, if we lose a little money, we'll do it for sure. If we lose a lot of money, we'll do it. If it becomes completely gaga, then we will have to have a serious talk, because, as I said, we're talking about purposely taking a loss,
right?
And that obviously any business person that's a little bit clever would never do that.
Well, look, you know what, Andreas, the way I look at it, I think it's a loss now for a gain later. I don't think you would do it if you didn't think it would help you long term. And I think, like you said, the more people who get acquainted, more people are going to attend the live shows, and more people are going to sponsor. And I cannot stress enough to people, look, I looked at the sponsorship and went, really? Okay, should I do this? And then I thought about it more, and I thought, yeah. And I'm going to do this for one simple reason, is because the job you guys do and the product you put out needs to be supported. And I hope that everyone who sponsors shows or who can sponsor shows does a sponsorship here, because they should, okay? And maybe they might look at it and go, okay, it's a little expensive for virtual sponsorship. I get that. But you know what? It's worthwhile, because sponsoring your shows will help people. And I know that because that's my experience.
Yeah, and again, I mean, as I said, if we lose some, okay. But it has also always been our motto. We first provide a good product, and then we ask money for it.
Yes. Yes.
Never the other way around. No, usually people are very focused on earning money, and so they will say, okay, you pay me this, and that is what you get. And that's normal in business. That's very simple. If I want to buy a car or some shoes or whatever, underwear, it doesn't matter.
Yes.
The guy will say, put that money on the table, and I give you that. So we have a very strange way of doing business. We usually say, okay, we give you this, and if it works for you, you will eventually pay us.
Well, Andreas, look how long it took to Amazon to make money.
We've always done business the way where we said, good things will happen. So if I do something for you, you don't have to pay me. It will come back. I mean, if I do something good for you and it makes you money and you're happy with me, you don't have to pay me. It will come back. You will. Yes. You will tell a business friend of yours about us, or you'll mention it on a board or on Facebook or wherever.
Yes.
Or eventually you're small and we help you to grow for free. And at some point suddenly you're earning money and you're like, oh, that money, some of it I owe to those people. No, I mean I will never say you owe it to me, but good business people will say, oh, why do I earn this money? Oh, partly it comes from them. And then suddenly people that have grown with us say, oh, yeah, now I should probably buy a sponsorship. I should make it right. And no, obviously, I mean, there will be some bad apples that will just say, oh, thanks for the free business, loser. I take it. Ha, ha, ha. For sure. I mean, you always have such people, but the far majority of the people out there are good people. And they'll say, oh, wow, you've done so much for me. How can I pay you back? And it always, what goes around comes around.
No, I agree with you wholeheartedly. And I'll give people an example. I recently started casino-site-broker.com, and we're entering the area of brokering casinos. And I mentioned this to you, and you turned me on to a contact, and this guy has been, and I haven't even told you this guy has been of amazing value to me. In that space where I knew nobody, and he was your counterpart with the casino shows, and it's that kind of benefit of doing business with you guys that even goes over and beyond the growth that my business has seen from sponsoring your shows and from attending your shows. So no, I can't tell people enough that it's well worthwhile to support what you guys do. Now, what other interesting projects apart from TES do you have lined up for people listening?
Yeah, basically two. One is already existing. It's not existing; it's coming back.
Yes.
We never wanted to do an island gathering again, but yeah, more and more people keep asking more and more often. So we decided to bring it back in the original form. So it will be in the Marriott in Curacao.
Oh, nice.
Like it has always.
When's it going to be?
That is a good question. First we had it down for November 2021, so
Yes.
this November. Then COVID got really bad, and again, as I said, my predictions were bad. So we said, okay, we push it to November 2022. Now suddenly predictions are looking very, very well. So I will be speaking to the Marriott next week if we want to push it back to November 2021 again.
Nice.
Because by then, I think life, the world will look really good. And I think people will be really ready to have a vacay or a business vacay on a beautiful Caribbean island.
Yeah.
I'm ready.
Yeah, you did it. You did it 1 year here in Thailand, actually. Yeah,
we did one in Phuket. We did one in.
I wish you'd bring it back.
We will see. We'll see.
Okay.
I think we will bring it back. I mean, when we launched it, we had the idea that was something that you want to do every couple of years. I mean, such an event is not needed every year. Nobody wants to. It's all CEOs and company owners, and nobody wants to. They also have families, and they don't want to go away every year.
Yeah.
So our idea was to do it every couple of years. But then people hit me up and said, "Hey, if you don't do it next year, then the competition will step in. You have to do it." And stupid me said, "Oh yeah, you have a point." And then we did it every year, and that was where everything went bad. So then, because the first 1-2 worked out well, and then it got worse and worse. I think we learned something from it. Now it has been 6-7 years that we haven't done one. I would have to look it up. The time has come that we can bring it back again.
I think so.
But after that, do we do it every second or third year, or every fifth or every 10th year? Will not be a yearly event again, and because it's stupid. I mean, also as I said, it's company owners, it's the big dogs, and they don't change from year to year. I mean, the industry doesn't change from year to year. It takes 2, 3, 4 times, 4 years for a change to happen that you actually notice. So why meet with the same people every year? It doesn't make sense. So currently we could think probably every 5 years, but then you have different people. In 5 years, the landscape at least has changed. So there's some value to what we're doing. Interesting. And if in the meantime the competition wants to step in, be my guest, because I know the numbers, and the numbers are not as great as you think.
Well, they won't do as good of a show, definitely. Well, hey, Andreas, I'd like to thank you again for being our guest today on Adult Site Broker Talk, and I hope we'll get a chance to do this again soon before Prague.
Yeah, sounds good. One last thing that I forgot to mention was we're also thinking about maybe doing something more mainstream, also totally separate project. So probably less of relevance to your listeners, but I wanted to throw it out there that because then currently it has become over the years a very mixed bag.
Yep.
And I'm not sure if everyone is really happy with that. So we could take TS a little bit more into the high risk market, what the banks would call the high risk market, gaming, gambling, adult dating, whatever the bank would call high risk, and then have a second totally separate new online advertising conference that is really just targeted to the low risk
It's a good idea.
Take a different.
That's a good
name.
idea. That's a good idea.
So because if we mix it more and more, I think we will alienate our existing clients. The new people are not happy, and nobody's happy. So maybe better to do two shows well than one show that's totally that doesn't have any real structure anymore.
Sounds good. Well, Andreas, thanks again for being with us. My broker tip today is part 7 of what to do to make your site more valuable for when you decide to sell it later. Let's talk about some of the factors that influence the sale price of a website. Number 1 is always profit. It will be a multiple of the profit, and that multiple is based on whether the profit is trending up or trending down, and how fast it's trending up or down. I've seen valuations of as much as 5 times, although that's very rare. Normally, it's in the 2.5 to 3.5 area. I've also seen valuations of 1 time if the profit is taking a nosedive. If a site hasn't been monetized, then it's all about the amount and the quality of the traffic. If a sale is based on traffic, it will be a multiple of what the traffic would sell for on the open market. What are the sources of traffic? Direct traffic, search engine traffic, and review traffic are the most valuable. Tube traffic is the least valuable. Is the traffic reliable and sustainable? What is the traffic history? In a rare case, the valuation will be based upon revenue. The same factors apply to that as to profit, and the valuations will, of course, be lower than those of profits. How old is the website? Is the domain a .com or something else? .com is still king. What is its Alexa rating? How many inbound links are there? How much staff does it take to run the site? How many email addresses do you have? In the case of a dating site, this is very important. Another factor can be the reverse engineering cost. How much would it cost to build the site from scratch and drive the same amount of traffic to it, and how much time would be involved? What is the lifetime value of a customer on the site? Next week, how to buy a website. And next week, we'll be talking to legendary porn star Vicky Vett. You do not want to miss that. And that's it for this week's Adult Site Broker Talk. I'd once again like to thank my guest, Andreas Bischoff of the TES Affiliate Conferences. Talk to you again next week on Adult Site Broker Talk. I'm Bruce Friedman.